Warriors, welcome. Today, I want to discuss a topic related to a specific anxiety disorder. I'm talking about health anxiety, hypochondria, and I suffered from health anxiety for half a decade, if not more. And this particular focus around health anxiety really messed up many aspects of my life. What I'm talking about is overly focusing on one particular symptom related to anxiety. And just to give you an overview, a deeper understanding of this is kind of how it went. I would wake up in the morning. I would check to see whether that symptom is still around. Once it was still around, I beat myself up over still experiencing that symptom. And then came how I was going to face the day with this symptom. And many times I rearranged my entire day, if not my entire life, based around people, hopefully, not seeing me experience this symptom and this anguish. So it could be anything from heart flutters to dizziness to tingly feelings in your hands, over sweating, nausea, you name it. I mean, there is a host of symptoms. There are so many when it comes to anxiety that, if I were to tell you about each and every one of those, we'd be here all day. So the idea here is to understand what to do with this idea, this focus on one particular symptom that is messing up, your work day, your relationships. Many times you could be watching a movie and, partially your attention is on the movie, but the majority of your focus is on the symptom. Now let's understand something, all right? The brain is very slow to change. The brain is very slow to change. So first and foremost, when we embark on this journey of change and transformation, let's understand this and give ourselves a little bit more credit for taking charge and creating this change. Secondly, the amygdala that is responsible for our emotions, mainly our fight or flight response, has more negativity cells than it does positivity cells. So you're going to find yourself going through the day sorting for what's wrong, sorting for what could go wrong, or sorting for what is a threat to your survival more than you sort for what's positive around you and on the inside. Now, we know this, so we can now take some real good and long-term steps towards healing ourselves of the root causes related to this symptom of anxiety. Now, let's talk about 5 ways, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you know what, warrior? Everything's going to be all right and it's related to anxiety, because that will last you, about 2.5 minutes before you go on Twitter or you go on Google or you ask somebody for reassurance or beat yourself up again. And so I don't want to do that. I want to deal with root causes of the symptoms. So the first thing we have to understand when we want to take care of this highly focused symptom of anxiety is see it as a manifestation of past trauma looking to be resolved now. Warrior, I can't tell you how many times I work with people and they have a physical discomfort. And behind that physical discomfort is a repressed emotion. And behind that repressed emotion is an experience that caused the emotion in the first place. And when pain, discomfort shows up in the body, many times when you reframe the events that have caused the snowball of those emotions, then the physical issue or the discomfort starts to fade away. It starts to subside. So what we need to do is understand that the subconscious mind is presenting us with a symptom connected to an event or a label over ourselves or somebody else something is unresolved emotionally. And many times people don't recognize consciously what is unresolved. Sometimes they do, but many times they don't. This is where some detective work comes in, and placing yourself in an altered state through meditation, naturistic walks, and so forth to bring up the information that you need to reframe. So let's understand that this symptom could very well be a manifestation of past trauma that the subconscious mind is presenting to the conscious mind in order to resolve. Second thing to pay attention to when we're eliminating this symptom of anxiety is practice patience as you practice relentlessness over the root cause. People are very impatient these days, and rightly so, because we live in a world where we can have anything, anytime we want. So, you'll see people very successful in their businesses, and their businesses just took off right away when they started doing the right things, right? Or their relationships, right? Their wife, their husband, whatever it is, within an hour or whatever it was, they connected with a certain someone, right? And so when an anxiety sufferer goes through their life, they also expect themselves to implement something related to the symptom of anxiety, and they expect for that thing to work. And when the symptom doesn't go away, they, are really hard on themselves and hard on other people and hard on the world. So what we have to understand is we have to practice patience as we stay relentless towards the root cause of the symptom. Because symptoms don't show up out of the blue. There is a reason for the emotional discomforts. There is a reason for the symptoms and sensations that people experience. There is a reason for intrusive thoughts. The question is, what is that reason for you? That's why when we talk about health anxiety or generalized anxiety or anything like that, every story is different. But many times, many times, although the story is different, the process is the same. Emotional traumas at childhood that then were represented over and over and over again as the person went about their lives. Third thing that we have to make sure we keep track of when we're eliminating this symptom of anxiety is to stop trying to distract yourself. Stop trying to distract yourself. Because it may work once in a while. You distract yourself through, exercise. And yes, that's good because exercise is a way of discharging energy that's been accumulating in your body. That's good. It's a way for you to become clear on what you need to work on. But when it comes to exercise or anything else that you may be distracting yourself from the symptom, make sure that you understand that these are just tools to reveal information to you regarding the root causes of the symptom. You need to understand this. Meditation, many times, is not a cure. So we must not look at it as so. Exercise is not a cure, okay? And anything else that we believe is and can be a cure is not a cure. It's a tool to present information to you that your conscious mind wasn't aware of before. So, stop trying to distract yourself, okay? And I really hope that you're not distracting yourself in the ways of, hanging out with energy vampires, where they suck even more energy out of you, but it seems to work to relieve you of the symptom temporarily, or drugs, okay, street drugs or alcohol or these sorts of things. You really want to be careful when you're going about this path of healing anxiety as a whole and transformation. Fourth thing to be aware of is this, and This was really interesting, and I found out on my own how powerful this actually was. I internally started to talk to my symptom, right? And people thought I was crazy. Right? Sometimes I did it out loud, sometimes I did it internally, but I found out the roots of why the symptom was there simply by dialoguing with that symptom. This goes hand in hand with writing your anxiety a letter. This is something I did as well, right? Not in a victim-like place, but more so to understand why I was feeling this way. Because what's really important to understand, warrior, is that you're not one person, okay? You are two people in one. You have a subconscious side that's connected to the inner child that still lives within you, right? And the inner child communicates with the adult, which is the conscious side of you. So we got the inner child and we got the adult. And so we need to understand which one has supremacy throughout the day. Many times people drive their cars, right? And it looks like the adult is driving the car when in fact the child is driving the car. Every single time something goes wrong, the child shows up and instincts show up and the reflexive ideas show up, and next thing you know, someone's giving somebody the finger and yelling in their car. This is the child, right? So it's very, very important to understand, hey, is the child running my life still? Or is the adult guiding the child, showing the child what's right and what's wrong in order for long-term change to show up? But going back to this idea, just take some time, right? And internally just start dialoguing with your symptom, asking very targeted and open questions. Symptom, why are you here? You know, what reason do you have to continue to be here in my body? Why is this so uncomfortable? What are you trying to teach me? What is unresolved based around this symptom? And then just sit and listen. And when you listen, trust your intuition, because some of the most powerful times when your intuition, your true self, your higher self shows up is during times of silence. It's usually fear against your intuition. And because the mind is so busy many, many times throughout the day, the intuition whispers and we don't hear it. So, number 4 is learn the skill of internally talking to your symptom. Powerful, powerful stuff. Number 5 is focus on the broad perspective. I'm begging you, okay? Because you have tremendous, tremendous potential within you, but you can't see it. You can't see it because your mind is fuzzy, because your body just doesn't feel right. You're rushing through the day. You're basically on survival mode. You've done a great job of surviving up to now. But now it's time to take the lessons from all that surviving and begin to thrive. So the goal here is to focus on the broad perspective, meaning mental, emotional, and spiritual health, not the physical discomfort. Broad versus narrow. Ask yourself, where is your focus going? Where is my focus going as I'm going through the day? Because here's the thing. At the end of the day, when you look back on the day and you say, wow, I was really broad in my perspective today and in my approach to my discomfort, rather than being narrow and focusing on distracting myself and how the symptom is still there, you've won the day. You've won the day. The adult has taught the inner child how reality really is. And if you've won the day and those days begin accumulating, that symptom of anxiety will disappear. I can promise you that. I can promise you that. Warrior, I want you to do something for me. I want you to like this video if it provided you a moment of clarity. I want you to subscribe to this channel. I believe it's the #1 anxiety support channel on YouTube. And comment below. Comment below. Let me hear what you gained from this video. And if you have any other questions on the #1 anxiety recovery programs available today, head on over to this website right here. You are more than anxiety. Don't ever forget it. Love you all. See you soon.